Important to know when to walk away. When to walk away from what, you say? Well, that is anything that you perceive to be worthwhile. Otherwise, anything else is of no consequence. Many people have dreams, ambitions. They have things they're working hard at. They have things they believe in, and all those things are good until the dream becomes a delusion, until the aspirations just fall flat on their face. So the things that you believe in no longer have an effect. You need to know when to walk away from something that you perceive to be worthwhile, when it's no longer worthwhile. The problem is most people don't recognize it. And to give you an example, we need to harken back to the days of vaudeville. Vaudeville was a particular point in time in entertainment history in this country. It was back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, well before Hollywood ever came around, long before we had movies. And they had an array of different kind of talent that would perform on stage. It was inexpensive to go see and attend. You could take your family, not worried about what the kiddos were going to see. And you got to see many different kinds of acts. It's a lot like America's Got Talent, where you have so many, you just never knew what was going to come up on stage. There were good acts and there were bad acts. Many people in the early days of Hollywood got their start in vaudeville. And movies eventually killed vaudeville. But if you were good in vaudeville, you could actually get a shot at performing on Broadway. And then in the early days of Hollywood, when vaudeville was still around a little bit, you got a shot in Hollywood. In fact, some of the greatest comics and actors of yesteryear came straight out of Hollywood, out of vaudeville. People like W.C. Fields, Milton Berle, George Burns, so on and so forth. There's a long list of people like that. But you got to see people do all sorts of things. There were comedians, there was animal acts, there were singers, musicians, magicians, you name it. Anything you wanted to see, you could see in vaudeville. But there were good acts and there were bad acts, and all these people had dreams. All these people had ambitions. But the people I want to tell you about right now is a 5-sister act called the Cherry Sisters. The Cherry Sisters had a little band. They were known for their singing, but they were actually billed as the worst act in America. And they seemed to be okay with that until they performed at the Hammerstein Theater in New York City in 1896. And the following day, a critic gave them a review and likened their singing unto the wailings of damned souls. And when this appeared in the Des Moines, Iowa newspaper, which was their hometown, they decided to sue Des Moines, Iowa in court for libel. And they lost the case. They lost the case because they wanted to perform their act in front of the judge, and they lost because the judge sided with the press. He agreed with them. Eventually, the Cherry Sisters fell into obscurity, and they were heard no more. And I don't know what their response was, but many people that we see on these shows, like So You Think You Can Dance, American Idol, America's Got Talent, when they're told in auditions, you don't have what it takes, you're wasting your time, they walk away, and they're crying, they're dejected, and they're in despair. And that's a much better disposition than the ones who are cocky and arrogant and say, no, you're wrong, you're missing out, I am one of the best. And they're just delusional. But these people really believed they had something worthwhile. They were chasing a dream, they had these aspirations, they had something they really believed in. But there comes a point when either what you're doing was never really worthwhile and you find out about it, or something that you were doing was worthwhile and it ceased to be. Either way, you need to know when to walk away. Whatever it is you're pursuing in life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a hobby, whether it's work, it doesn't matter what it is. If you like building things, if you like performing, if you like playing a musical instrument, whatever it is you're doing, if you're doing something that you believe is worthwhile and it's not giving you what you set out to do, at some point you have to walk away because you're wasting your time. And you say, well, but I mean, you have to keep trying. Well, it's true. If you can learn to modify, adapt, and adjust, by all means, keep moving forward. If you can learn what it is you need to do to get what you want, then by all means, keep doing what you're doing. But the problem is a lot of people don't, either out of a sense of pride or a sense of devotion. But either way is delusional. And you need to know that you could take that same kind of energy and that same kind of effort and apply it to something else. That same kind of drive and passion could be invested in something else in a different direction and yield better results. See, you're not a one-trick pony, or you shouldn't be at least. You should have many different things that you're interested in, and you should be willing to try those things. I play the piano, and I hope to go somewhere with it someday. But here's the thing. If I ever find out that what I'm setting out to do, which is to have a way to make money on the side with it, perform for others and entertain people and bring joy to others, if I find out that someday I can't do any of those things, I'll be willing to walk away and find something else to do with my time. And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm not going to be too proud, and I'm not going to be foolish. I'm not going to cry about it. I'll say it was a good run, but I'll take that same energy and apply it to something else. It's important not to waste time. It's important to make sure that what you're doing is actually worthwhile, whether it's competing for $1 million and trying to go to Vegas, or whether you're just simply trying to bring joy to yourself or to others. If you're trying to devote yourself to helping others, if you're not able to do that, if what you're doing isn't really helping, stop doing it and find something else to do. Don't let your pride ensnare you. Don't let your dreams make you a slave. You understand? It's important because there's too many other things to do in life, and there's too little time, and you have too much to offer. And you can actually make something of yourself if you remember this. Learn when to walk away. Guys, I appreciate your time. Do me a huge favor. Share this video with one person, or share it on some kind of social media platform like Facebook or Instagram. If you haven't liked the video, please do that. Subscribe. If you like my beard, you can look down in the comment. You can look down in the panel below. You can see what I use in it, and I think I can help you out with something like that, which you can put in your beard and how I do it. But check that out, and I will catch you on the next one. I've enjoyed it. Bye-bye.